Just a getaway. I mean, I do like Kayla. I do want her to know that. She starts to ask questions about what do you want to do or what do you want, and I just am like confused about everything.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Bird 91. We're talking to you guys about Ready to Love, and we're dealing with Randall and Kayla's situation. I want to be very frank with you. Randall isn't picking Kayla, and I'll tell you why he's not picking her. He's not picking her simply because he don't want her. It's not difficult, right? But what Randall is doing right now is that he's enjoying the power that he has. Now, as part of the show, I'm sure that producers have pushed him further to say, keep holding on to your particular targets. But what he hasn't done is made it exceptionally clear who his target is. Like, Randall is somebody who is not sure because he's probably not used to having this many options in one swift swoop, right? And not only that, he's just not a decisive person in general. Because even though we say that, oh, he hasn't had as much power and etc., which I agree, but the reality of most of this thing is that he is having his cake and eating it, but he's not a very decisive person. Later on in the clip, he actually goes and says, you know, he's feeling tired from having all these decisions to make. What decisions? You have one decision to make. Choose the girl that you want. Now, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there, you know they're hot. All right, listen, let's get into this. Randall isn't picking Kayla simply because, like I said before, he doesn't want Kayla. Now, Kayla is in this bracket that I tell you guys about, which is the most dangerous bracket to being as a woman or a man, but mostly women because of the way that it gets played, is the, you know what, I like you, but I don't like you enough to want you. You know, I don't like you enough to date you. And a lot of guys are in this space with women, right? Because the reality is we want to have sex with you. You see, this is the thing that keeps happening to people. The reality is I want to have sex with you, all right? I want to have relations with you. I want to get close to you. I want to get emotional with you. I want to kiss upon your neck. I want to hug, cuddle. I want to watch a couple movies with you, but I don't want to commit to you. Something is missing and I can't fully articulate what it is, but something doesn't resonate with me. Now, I think when we look at it from the outside perspective, what may not be resonating is the type of energy that Kayla gives off. It doesn't immediately pull him in to actually wanting to provide, protect, and serve her. And a lot of times what people don't realize is these lights going off, there's lights that go off in a man's head. The provision, the protection, and the serving. It's very hard for men sometimes because they don't articulate what they feel oftentimes. So a lot of things are intuitive or instinctive and we just do it. So what you realize with Kayla is there's a light bulb that's not gone off in Randall's head. There's an energy that she puts out that with Randall, it doesn't make the light bulbs go in her head. Jamala somehow has got some of the lights flickering, but I can guarantee you he's not fully committed to Jamala either. What I mean by that is he's not fully convinced, I personally feel. From a male perspective, looking at how he moves even with Jamala, he's not fully convinced. How he reacted to her tantrum, which I agree was a tantrum, because she was trying to coax him into making a decision and trying to wring his wrist rather than just telling him, look, either you make a choice or I'm out. Instead of doing that, she tried to passively aggressively try to wrangle his wrist and force him into a decision. So what he's going to know about Jamala, and I'm not going to come back now because I don't want to go too far, is that Jamala will, in the times of when she wants something, will try to manipulate the situation. I mean, what do you call wrangling my wrist and saying, you know, you're tickling somebody's scrotum when that really wasn't happening? What do you call that when someone hyperboles and hypes something up when it was nowhere near there, just to get you to make a decision because they're feeling some type of way? Back to Kayla though, like what you just heard in that clip, what he just said, you know, I'll play it one more time and we'll talk about what I'm saying.
And I'd rather just sit down and actually like talk with my counsel.
So you can make a fair ruling.
Yeah, I'm pretty much exhausted. Do I not like you anymore? No, I still do, but at the same time, I'm invested in you.
He's exhausted, he's tired, you know, he needs to make a fair ruling. Sir, you know who you want. You know who you want. Here's the truth, I would just say this. Trinika isn't it. Kayla isn't it. Jamala isn't it. Something is missing from each of them, some more than others. There's something missing. This is why he's not choosing them. This is why you're not seeing that drive towards them. Jamala is probably somebody who makes him feel like he can protect her because, you know, she's got a bit of a soft nature, you know, but you know, there's a bit of fragility there, you know, that can make you want to protect her, right? You know, she, you know, wants to support him, love him, and put him at the forefront. That makes him feel like a king. But the other aspect of Jamala is that there's an insecurity there. There's a need to kind of scorn when things don't go her way. No, it's not going to be Jamala. Trinika, amazing soul, laughing, joking, all of this. But the reality is, he can see through Trinika. She's a nice girl, but there's a darker nature underneath that he doesn't want to tap into. Fair enough. With Kayla, let me be real with you. Kayla is a great girl again, or just like the other two ladies as well. But the thing with Kayla is she is combative. It's the way she argues, not that she argues. It's the way she argues. A lot of times women don't realize that they're tripping on wires when it comes to men's egos about the way they argue. When the way you argue with your man, it's not the way you argue with people you're in a debate with. There's a difference. In a debate, there's rules, there's way to debate with somebody. But when you're in a relationship with your partner, you don't debate in that way. You're not trying to win. You're trying to gain understanding. And this is what happens in relationships sometimes. And Kayla's thing with Randall, I believe maybe one of the issues is the way she argues, it ain't pretty for him. He don't like the way she argues, or at least the way that she positions things. And so maybe that's a bit of a turn off for him, right? We're speculating. We don't know the full truth. We're speculating. But Randall isn't making a decision on any of these ladies. And at least when he says to Kayla, he's not made a decision yet. He hasn't made a decision yet. To you. But he's made a decision. Kayla was never going to be it. She never stood a chance. She would need Jamala, both Jamala and Trinika, to drop out dramatically for that to happen. Trinika never stood a chance. She would need Jamala and Kayla to drop out. Jamala, if there was no other people, he would choose Jamala, but he wouldn't ever go long term with Jamala, I don't think. I personally don't think. And it's just the way that he talks about each of the ladies. It's the way that he maneuvers. It's the fact that he can't make a decision right now. He's not convinced by either one. And when I do a part 2 to this, you'll hear my conversation about this. When somebody's not sure about you, when someone's not sure about all three women, it's neither of them. Neither. Right? You can't give a decision because it's neither of them. Neither. None. All right? So with Randall, I'll tell the truth. Him and Kayla's situation, he's pretty much stringing Kayla along still, because Kayla's wanting to know the answer, like, where do we stand? And he's like, I can't give you those answers. Why can't you give those answers? We'll drop that in part 2. Why can't Randall give Kayla those answers? Because he knows she will drop out of the race. I appreciate you guys. Stay locked. Stay loaded. We'll see you again very, very